Thank you. Okay, so thank you for coming tonight. And this is AI plus data series. So thank you, Deborah. So Deborah Yanagisawa, and thank Pratt Institute CCPD, Center for a Career and Professional Development. They basically sponsored this series. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about schedule, but today we're going to go through those: AI, creativity, and leadership. And cool words, but well, we figure out. And first of all, my name is Yutaka Takiura. Just I try to be nice with you. Just my name is Yutaka. And who am I? A good question. I'm not a data scientist or anything. So probably some of you may know better than me about those stuff. So don't get discouraged. Don't get disappointed about this. This is a basic course, and just everything is about what I know, right? So probably AI knows better than me anyway. So that's how it goes. Now, so I'm an architect for living. So I design things, but I do mostly interior design, just because my office is based in downtown Manhattan, and my clients are in Manhattan, and we don't do buildings. And it used to do some buildings, but now mostly interior architecture. And so that's for living, right? Then I'm an instructor, professor at design management. Some of you are here, and DM, and I've been teaching at DM 7-8 years. And before that, I taught interior design studio for about 10 years. Then I've been to this school, architecture school review, last 13, 14 years, like every semester over time. So I know a lot about Pratt. But then why I talk about this? Well, it's fun, right? AI, cool, so why not? So that's very simple. I'm not crazy, just I thought AI is cool. Then just very quick, make it simple, and I don't want you to get in like a sleep mode. So I'm gonna give you a headline. So today, I'm gonna talk about AI. So the first portion is AI, just very simple. So what I know about AI. So this is what I think AI is, right? So maybe when you do Wikipedia, maybe it's slightly different, but doesn't matter, right? So it's my opinion. Then creativity is, so how AI and creativity is connected? That was my question. So how creativity works with AI? So you see what, now again, what I'm thinking. So it's not about a definition of creativity. I'm not talking about philosophical definition of creativity and AI. I'm talking about how I see AI and creativity. Then leadership, the third portion, is how I see so creativity and AI, in my personal opinion, a little bit conflict sometimes. You will see. And then, so leadership, we need to take leadership to go beyond whatever we did even. So we forget our past or whatever we did before, and everything worked okay, but things are changing. So the world is changing, and AI is coming, I don't know, the robot is like attacking you. Now what are we gonna do? So this is a survival situation. So that's my talk. It's probably 30 minutes to 40 minutes. So it's easy. No data analysis or those, nothing much. So this is what Deborah said earlier. So last year, we did AI and sometimes why. It's kind of first initial introduction. Then we did the amplified future human creativity. So it's a sensors and how a human creativity can be visualized. And that's my friend Professor Toru Hasegawa. And he's teaching at Columbia. And do you guys know the app, a yellow trace? Have you ever used it? It's a yellow trace. I mean, you can just go to the Apple Store. And he's the one who is doing it. It's a very easy software, and he makes living, not being an architect, he's making living out of making up. And it's I said, wow, this is so good, because I don't need to print out and mark up or PDF and mark up and scan it again and so on. I don't need to do that because his software is perfectly makes 3D and markup. He's a smart man. I don't know why I'm doing advertisement for him, but anyway. Then third night we did AI through lens and music people and also industrial designer came. Then last year was human emotion and the machine. So then this year, so it's me, right? Then next week it's AI, the backseat driver. So Nathalie one she is a architect, but she is a specialist, and she got the AI award last year on a self-driving car for underserved community. It's pretty cool. So she will talk about that aspect of robotics, but more about transportation, how AI transportation and so underserved community works. So that's next week. Then we skip 1 week, then end of this September, artificial humanity. So she's Nathalie too. She's a data person. She's an engineer. And then she will talk about humanity and what is artificial and how human factors come into place. So this is the end of this series. So now you can see how I set up those lineup, and hopefully we can learn something, right? So then today, so I want to talk those 3 portions, right? Then after that, no Q&A. The reason, because I don't think I have enough knowledge to answer. So, but why don't we have a little bit of open discussion? What you think? So. The open mic, you speak up and say, well, I think that's what I want to hear from you. So it's fun, right? So don't ask questions because I cannot answer. So, okay, so first AI portion. So do you know this? So have you ever, anybody who never used Google Map? Never used, so everybody used, right? So I think Google Map is popular, and so this is from Brooklyn to Manhattan. But what do you think about 35 to 1 hour, 5 minutes? What? So should I leave now or should I wait like 30 minutes? I have no idea what to do. But anyway, so this is AI. So I'm giving some sample of AI, right? So when you trust Google Map, when you have an important appointment, date, whatever in Manhattan, then if you trust this data, you rely on AI, right? One example. Then have you used this? The Google Translation, right? New one, that's so cool. Just you do this, and then you don't feel embarrassed when you order French restaurant, right? Because, okay, I know what I'm getting. So that works pretty good. So AR and a translation AI came together. It's pretty cool. So then this one is a weather forecast. So last 5 years, 6 years, it's all AI, right? So AI is about data, basically. I mean, simply said. So weather forecast is one good example of like AI can be applied, right? So she doesn't go out and see that it's going to be rain tomorrow. No, it's not, or just not looking at later. So all the data past 100 years, then predict, okay, it's going to be Tuesday. Well, it's Florida, Miami, so anyway, 100. So that's a prediction. Everything is coming from data. So it's a good. I think it's a good application of data, AI, for our use, right? Then, so AI, what the hell is that? And then you see like machine learning and deep learning, shallow learning. I said, what are you talking about? So it's a very, just I downloaded, then I read through a couple of stuff. Then basically, artificial intelligence was starting from here, that's all the way till now, so it's like 50, 60 years history. Then machine learning started about like 40 years ago, 80s, and machine learning is about input, and so AI, artificial intelligence, learn more and more, right? So it's not about simple like a chess game. It's getting more, AI is getting smarter. So like a spam mail, like do you guys do that? Sometimes like junk, junk, junk. Then like first 2-3 times still comes in. Then maybe 5 times later it goes into junk mail folder. So that's machine learning, right? So then deep learning, it's current thing. So this is a much deeper, which means it's a mimicking our neural system. So more layers, and instead of you putting those like teach, start to find out a meaning behind it, and start to find problems and sort out. So simply AI start to learn themselves. So who is making judgment? That's a good question. So because when you said this is junk, I hate this guy, junk. So that's your judgment. But when AI started to put him and her and this company into junk, which was important, then wait a moment, what's going on? So what I'm saying is deep learning is good, getting more accurate and precise. On the other hand, it could be go like unexpectedly the wrong way, right? So how and who will check the correctness of data? So I don't know. So that's a problem I see. But deep learning, one example is a. I was saying this, right? So you guys know this. Of course, it's a screenshot I took, right, from my own computer. Then didn't freeze that moment. But anyway, but this is difficult because I said the vehicle is what? Oh my God, it's under the line, right? So when you see this, do you think this? Yeah, that, right? How about this one? Probably yes. I would click it, right? Then I was reading an article, and deep learning is getting much better than before, right? So this success, failure rate. So you do this and go to next. So you miss. A human being misses about 8%. So out of 100 times, you miss 8 times, right? But the latest deep learning is only 5.3%. So which means a deep learning is much better than you or me, right? That's a problem. So it's security, right? So they can unlock faster than you. What's the point of security system? So deep learning is what the problem, anyway. So, but AI is applied for even those farming and how to feed cow, or this water, or how to move, how much of machinery you need, and when, and how much of power you need. So according to data, whatever small AI portion, like a app in a farm, right? Farmers start to use the app to control those water thing, and then when you install the app system, like 10% better production as of this year. So it's 10%. It's pretty amazing already. So AI is changing the agricultural aspects too. Then of course, this is a medical. Yeah, it's changing a lot, AI, right? And my doctor the other day said to me, AI is crazy. I mean, I was talking about this lecture today, right? Then, doc, what do you think about AI these days? He said, I don't know, right? Then the doctor says, AI is great that sometimes like, you cannot, so he is like 60 years old. Then he said, I've been doing this for 30 years. Like, he said, sometimes I miss this here in like X-ray. I said, you miss it? I'm patient sitting across from him. He said, I miss sometimes. But AI would catch most of the time. So he said, without AI, it's I could be in trouble. That's what he was implying. He said, maybe I should change a doctor. That's a different story. So AI is helping medical field to, because each doctor's experience is so limited, right? So even 30 years. But AI has so much big data behind it. So it can find like a age group or what you eat or where you're from and how much exercise you do. All those information could predict you watch out here. So like a heart problem and so on, right? So AI would help you about that. Then you have those chatbot or you play around with. When I found Siri first time, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, like that, I played like almost like 3 hours. It was so much fun. It's making fun of them. So, but some guy started to make an AI like a joke thing, and AI makes joke for you. And I said, should I laugh or should I cry? Well, I don't know. So, but AI is out there. Then Amazon Echo, yeah, of course, right? And Alexa, why not Alex? That's a totally different story. But Alexa, and many people use Alexa, and I was reading news, and this lady bought Alexa, right? They installed it. Then she started to play with it. Then suddenly, like unexpected package came in. Said, I didn't order this. Amazon said, I didn't order this. I said, no, you ordered this. No, I was not there. I was not home. No, you ordered this. Let's see the record. Then this is the answer. So this guy learned her voice, so mimics the way she talks to Alexa. Then it picked already. So, well, it's a security problem. But not only that, wow, that's interesting. So how we can go beyond that? Like, AI is learning, and this bird is learning too. Now talking about a little bit about robots, I mean, I know I'm mixing a little bit robot issues and AI, but I'm talking about automation in general. So, I mean, you guys always hear, like, you are losing job in the future, you don't have those things, right? But, well, I'm not going to talk over this, but, well, change happened all the time. So this is a World Bank said, so not only United States, so each country has this much of automation replacement possibilities. Then look at the United States and city. Each city has a different risk of losing jobs, or not losing jobs, so automation could take over your job. So Boston is 38%, and Fresno, California is 53%, but 40 to 50%. 40 to 50 is half. Oh, well. Then have you seen this one, Moore's law? No? Anybody know about this? So Moore's law, so if we go very deep, it's a little bit complicated mathematics. But so let's make it simple, right? So Mr. Moore, this guy, who started Intel inside, Intel Corporation, predicted in 1960 from his experience speed or cost of computer chips, which means speed. So you buy computer every year. So every 18 months, speed gets double. That's a simple thing. So double, 2 times, 4 times, 16 times, like every 18 months. That's the idea. So it goes like exponential. So it goes from here to goes up like that, right? So then Core i7 quad, it's like a couple years ago. It was not long ago. Probably your computer, my computer has i7. So that level is, wait a moment, the speed is about mouse brain, right? So then human brain is about there, then using quantum and DNA computing, optical. So speed of calculating, computing could approach probably my brain, as long as I'm human. My brain is up there. But then I was reading an article, and it says computer brain and your brain, and human brain. And the world's fastest computer, supercomputer, is faster than your brain today. right now. As of 2015, it was equal. 2018, it's much faster. But program is different story, right? So calculation is one thing, but what to do with computer is different story. So software, contents is different, right? So it's just talking about speed here. So the speed of computer is already beyond us. But difference is brain usually comes with body free, but you have to pay that supercomputer $330 million. And I'm most more than that, but it's different. Then my brain is about 20 watts, but that computer is 220 megawatts, which energy issue today, right? Then size is this room size compared to this size. So still not there, it's hard to compare. Then we don't have enough software to compare yet, but speed is up there as of 2015. That's we have to know. Then, do you know those three words? So ANI is a narrow one. So Alexa is narrow, just dedicated to only that part, right? So Siri or your app on your phone, that's very dedicated to one thing. So Google Map is only Google Map, it's mapping, so that's the only thing. But then about 2040, I read a couple articles and compared to each other, it's just about right. So about then people say that it's gonna be a general intelligence, AGI. So AGI is more applicable to many things. So it's not only dedicated to one function, but to do a multitask. So difference between BlackBerry and iPhone, basically. So you can install lots of different things and start to do tons of different things. Then 20 years from there, it's called ASI, Artificial Super Intelligence. That's different. What's the difference? AGI is like machine learning. You have to do input, right? Put program. But ASI is much faster than all human beings altogether, which means ASI will start write program by themselves. So it will go wherever it is, right? Go beyond, because my brain is limited to just about the middle. So ASI is faster than my brain, or your knowledge, or our human being knowledge. So where does it go? And I don't know, who's gonna control this? So that's the question I have. So 30 years, 20 years or less, and what happens there? So probably this happens, maybe? Maybe this? If you don't know those movies, just this weekend, it's the first weekend still, so watch those movies. It's fun. But it's made by human beings, so it's still limited to our knowledge. So this is the end of AI story. So this is what I know. So you can talk about whatever you think. So now creativity, second portion. Second portion, creativity. So like I said, creativity, I'm not gonna talk about what AI can do, but still, I know that some artists here and so creative people here. So do you know about this last year? So this is Rembrandt-ish stuff, right? So what happened, AI studied entire a Rembrandt collection, right? Then made this 3D printed. Then it's very precise. So if you see it in the museum, you say, wow. Then there's a Rembrandt 2017. I said, what's that? I mean, he said like 200 years ago. But then you can do Picasso. Yeah, sure, why not, right? So then, so it's a creativity. So what? So that's my question. So, well, is this Rembrandt or this is fake? Or then this is Egon Schieve's drawing, and they started the big data having about the strokes and the line weight and paper and so on. So you can mimic Egon Schieve pretty easily soon, right? You can print and go to 3D print room and get it done. Like, overnight, you get the new version, right? Or other way is somebody bringing this one from somewhere. Then it's not authorized or certified, but looks like so then put it into AI, then you can say, okay, this is 95% sure this is original, right? So you can use this technology for certification. But in the past, it's about like a Picasso specialist there, or a Salvador Dali's specialist. He comes and says, this looks like, right? So it's okay, sign, and this is authentic, and so on. Then difference is like $5 million versus $50, right? So, but now it's getting more accurate about this. So it's not, I'm not talking about creativity, but it's related to creativity. So you can make fake, or you can make a spot fake. Then I was Googling around and find this thing. It's so cool. So this guy make this thing and instantly check it's authentic or not. So then according to website, it says you can check Chanel, Louis Vuitton, and Prada, and a couple of other stuff. So they're developing much further. So it's, well, that's interesting. And I said, well, so if I use this machine in like a fake or newly made Rembrandt, is that the fake or real? I don't know. So now speaking of change, so this image, what year? What year? What year? What year? 8. No. Close, but 11. So this is 4S, and so iPhone 4S, and it's a BlackBerry 768 or something, I forgot. So both of them exist only in 2011, which is 7 years ago. Can you believe it? Because I had both. But we are getting used to new phone every year, basically. So when I see this, I say, yeah, I remember that. It's like almost nostalgic, like, oh, memory lane. But the difference is you cannot upgrade to new iOS anymore, for example, right? Then BlackBerry, you cannot get any support anymore. So things are changing quite fast. I mean, in your pocket, basically. Then think about this. So it's, yeah, then when was this? Then the first thing was $650 for the Oldsmobile. It's pretty expensive, I think. But anyway, so I did a little research. Then a number of cars, automobiles, right, and a number of a carriage, horse carriage, equaled in New York 1908. So it's, then cars get more cars and less carriages. So probably about took 20 to 30 years to change, have a change. And so carriage builders went out of business, obviously, unless they keep making custom coach for car company. But anyway, so took 20, 30 years. And how about this? Hats, without hats. I can see some beanies and caps, but no hats. Back then, lots of hats. It's both Union Square. So then this happened, so change happened about 1950s and 60s, and those movement, and then this happened. So it's a fashion changes every year. I mean, when you see the subway, that jeans looks like 5 years old, it's dated. You can spot pretty easily. So we know the change. So now, welcome to my world. So my side, because I'm an architect. Any architects here? No? Nobody? Okay. So do you know who this is? It's a guy called Louis Kahn. And it's a famous architect, and he left tons of beautiful buildings in the world. And he was teaching at school, graduate school, then the student back there is drafting. So it's a pre-computer time, about 1970 probably. And so obviously he didn't have computer, he didn't have 3D printing machine or anything, but he left beautiful stuff, right? So then change happened. So it's getting to my time. When I started, I did still drafting by hand a little bit. Then had a computer like that, Intel 386, 486 it's called. Let your fingers do the building. That was the time, right? So, but that change, what happened was in my area, so think about this, 20-floor building, right? So you have to do 20 times. But computer, you can cut and paste, right? So how many people you need? And I remember when I started work, like after school, right after school, then I said, okay, Yutaka, come in office and trace this other guy did. Okay, like, okay, 18th floor, just trace it, right? Then the 20th floor, tracing it. Yeah? Then, okay, each floor take about 4 days, 5 days. So 2 weeks later, I'm done. Yeah, I'm happy. Then my boss came the next Monday and said, Yutaka, I'm sorry to tell you, we have to move the core of building about 5 inches this way, 6 inches. Oh, I was like, but yeah, with computer, right? So, yeah, well, so how much of time you can save? It was a change of time. So this picture, what year? I guess 2012 maybe, looking from that Dell, just I downloaded from Google, so I didn't particularly pick. So from that casing, that monitor for 2012, but has the parallel still there. But anyways, so we are getting to this age now. Then probably AI could help this, simplify this, because this is a New York City building department application form and building permit. And as an architect, oh my God, this is crazy. It's just we have to do this and submit to do this, and they review it and reject it just because they didn't like it. I have no idea. And go back and forth. And my client started to yell at me, what happened to this? And I said, well, I'm working on this, and it's my life. Now, so if AI can sort out all the data, application form, everything all together, so if I put this in, then everything approved, okay, or this area problem, so you have to do this, then probably I can save tons of time. My headache, like zoning, setback, and all those stuff, right? So I'm thinking AI could help. But a couple years ago, New York City started web application. I thought, it's cool, but it's not. Instead of going to building department, hi, I want to apply for this building, right? Instead of that, you upload PDF, and the guy there will watch on screen and comment, and the same thing. I said, well, but the problem is I cannot call him because I don't have his phone number. So I email him, but he doesn't respond. It's getting worse. But hopefully streamline using this way. Then I took randomly those pictures. Probably, for example, apartment, right? It's probably your apartment, my apartment, not much of difference. Probably like 1 or 2 bathrooms. Like each bathroom has 1 shower and 1 toilet, 1 sink or 2 sinks, something like that. You don't have like 5 toilets in your bathroom, right? So apartment is most likely everybody's apartment, more standardized. So big, small, rich, poor, whatever. But it's most, so AI can make this kind of drawing, coordinating all the zoning and everything pretty quick. And office building probably, yes, as long as program is clear, how many square feet you need, right? Now, so I'm talking about AI may work in this area. Do you know this? But anyway, so when I was young, when I started work, I was doing a layout of a trading floor for Wall Street company, right? So my task was so cool. So you have this office, right? So this client, a company called Lehman Brothers, well, they went out of business. So Lehman Brothers, they said, you need to put 400 desks. I was so good at do this. About 1 week, I get it done, right? So I was good, and my boss was so happy. Then so she asked me to do like again and again and again. I got tired after like 3 times. But anyway, so think about those things, and AI probably can do much better than me because it's data, how to fit everything together, right? So if you give data, like you need 400 people, then probably if I take 1 week, maybe like 5 hours, done, right? Something like that. But I don't think I get a job again, not because of AI, because those guys don't do this anymore, because they don't need traders, because AI can do better job. They can predict how it goes up and down and everything much faster, right? And they don't do parties. AI just keep working until, right? So probably that's how AI goes. Then speaking of that, from here, at the end of this portion of the story, I give you two examples. AI or this industry, AI IT industry gives me a little bit difference in my field. So this is a space, a IT company space in San Francisco. They approached me and said, it's a pretty big IT company. And hey, Yutaka, listen, we're gonna do an incubation center here. And I said, okay, well, yeah, that's great. So here's the key. They ask a question, first question. What's your program? How many rooms do you need? Then the guy said, I don't know. Why you don't know? Because I never done this before. I don't see this kind of stuff. So people come, so young guys drop out from Stanford come here and make games and apps and make like billions of dollars and then, hey, then make money and go to beach, right? So people come and go, and how many people work here? It's not like Wall Street, like 400 people working, like they say, sell. It's not anymore. Just people come and say, oh, it works, upload it. I made $1 million today. I said, oh my God. So I don't know how to deal with it. But I was patient, so my office did the layout and picked beautiful furniture. And even did the rendering. By the way, this looks like hand sketch, but it's not the Revit. Built a 3D modeling, then traced it and hand sketched it to look like more cool thing rather than showing a 3D rendering. But then August client said, well, this is great, this is great. Then he said, does it work? I said, I don't know. And he says, I don't know either. So this didn't happen. So at the end, what I did was I put as many outlets as possible so that people can move around. So you can see like a table is mixed everywhere and it's a mess and everything. But this is how it is. So first story is a program, the so-called program, or given program is a client changes and the program changes. So it's interesting, that's what I'm saying. From creativity point of view, it's interesting. I don't know, my experience doesn't work anymore. So maybe ask everybody to go to WeWork, that's better maybe? So don't worry about hiring me, just go to WeWork and get a couple of booths and you're gonna be all right. But according to news, as of yesterday, WeWork would be the largest tenant in New York City. So they're going to take over some floors of One World Trade Center, that new building. WeWork will go to that building. Then JP Morgan was the largest until yesterday, but WeWork is the largest square footage in New York City. So I don't know. So it's interesting, changing, right? So now, one more story. So you guys know this, right? Those kind of stuff. So Instagram and whatever, the hashtag, everything. So you have tons of information. Then this is a more architectural thing, website, and you can find those kind of page, right? So last 5 years, difference is my clients come to me and show tons of pages, 200 images. I like those, do something about it. So I was like, I don't know, because I'm not, so probably AI could do better than me, because they can mix and match and do better job than me. So what the creativity? Then story. So this is a real job. It's June. I met this client, she wanted to renovate this room, right? So this, I took an existing room picture, and then she said, I want to keep carpet and bench, and so I put a note, and just check. So I had about 1 hour meeting with her, and it's a wish list. I put, this is my sketch. Then, usually from here, I'm going to make drawings, or download the images, or space, and recommendation of chair, and so on. Then that's how I live, or basically, that's how I used to make money to living, right? But then this time was different. So next day, text from her. A couch like this would be nice. I said, okay, so she started spec already. Then that later, she sent this plan already. So it's not me, she did. So even colored and coded already. Colors are interchangeable. Then when I see this, I mean, what would you do? Well, so did this. I was like, emoji, thanks, right? That's the only thing I can do. So I said, oh, I don't know what to do. Then it keeps going. So she started to buy those stuff from Amazon. So she was nice enough to ask me, so do you think this color matches? I said, right? And happy face, and goes on. So I just, so approval is all emoji now. Then she said, so I did a quick CAD drawing, then she pointed out 4 arrows there, said, so I'm gonna buy those, so don't forget to put outlet there so that I can plug in. I said, again, thanks, right? So then I asked the construction crew to put the outlets, so she was happy. So then I went there last week, like, look at that, it's done. So it's like a month and a half, it's done. So think about this. So if AI progress a little bit further, so what's my point of get involvement? So do they need me? Yeah, I'm cool. So I'm talented. I have a good taste, but does it matter? So then, can I make living out of this? That's the question, right? So then, so this is the end of this session. But about this one, this is pretty interesting. So difference of this project is the client is 12 years old. My youngest record client, right? The problem is I cannot charge her because she doesn't have bank account yet. So I'm talking to her dad, but anyway. So it's interesting. So 12 years old can do that far. So it makes me think. So last portion, leadership. Okay, so leadership. So when I see this, I kind of like my childhood dream studies. I love this image. I was dreaming about like flying car. It's coming soon. Oops, what I'm trying to say is the difference between, about leadership, right? So we talked about creativity. Now about leadership, the difference between AI and us, the difference is probably we make mistakes and fail, but AI will learn. Have you seen or have you used those? Like, so when you plug in first time, it goes up, but then start to run. So it's like a learning curve like this. Then, so it will run the distance from that base. So after a while, it goes, but at the first day, then very efficient, very straightforward. So looking for results, right? But on the other hand, we go everywhere. There's still mistakes, but sometimes we give up or say, oh, I give up. Fail. The difference is AI will not fail most of the time. That means you keep going because AI don't get tired. We get tired. And so we can forget. Okay, life goes on, let's forget about this. We can say that, but AI wouldn't most of the time. AI says, no, keep doing until it gets done. So as a leadership, can we see the difference between AI and us? Even like 100 years from now. So one last story. So this is what I'm interested in right now, right? So this is experience of, so this is called ADA toilet. I mean, you know this, right? It's very difficult, and my clients always hate it, and restaurant owners say, can you make it a little smaller so that I can put one more table so that I can make more money, and so on, right? But it's a code requirement, and it's very difficult. And then, so 2 years ago, I designed a restaurant in San Francisco. It's a Michelin star restaurant. And then, well, since we have to have it, so let's do it, I said, client. Then I asked him to spend a little bit more money in bathroom, because I said, well, don't think negative that, ADA bathroom. So why don't we think about, we got more space in bathroom, right? So I changed my mind, and let's do it right. So then this is a Yelp page, I saw it. So this 5-star guy says, check out here. So decor is nice and modern. The bathroom are also nice with art as well, right? But 3-star guy, I mean, come on, 3 stars, really? But says, interior, gorgeous, modern, artsy, and clean. The bathroom were amazing, right? So I think it worked. So now, so this is from Yelp page. So this is the bathroom I designed. It's pretty good, right? So anyway, so I thought about, so we have to think slightly different, because I thought like, here, ADA bathroom, it was like this, but maybe we can get more spaces to play with, so you can sit and even turn sideways. That's meant to be, have an open space like that. So if we take advantage of the space, we can do something better than just like a negative ADA thing. So that's my experience. So that made me think. Then the next story is, so this is a real New York City a bus, right? So this one is a clearance they need. And I spotted her. So then I looked at, do you guys, any bike guy, into my bicycle? Yes, all right. How about cars, no? So look at this, this whale it's those carbon whale. So it's not a regular thing, it's a carbon whale. And the seat, this seat is carbon fiber custom fit. And look how it's folded down. Then has this booster thing, and has the blue lamp going here. And one of them goes, whoa, it's cool. And I said, wow, it must be expensive. It's a carbon fiber stuff. Like think about how much carbon fiber bike costs. It's 2,000, 3,000. So this must be. But I thought the carbon panel reminds me of like Lamborghinis, and that's cool. So I thought hoist chair could be cool. Then I Googled what that booster thing is. This is a thing. So you can go down that gap pretty easily. And that phone thing, and that is you can move this way to go and this way to stop. It's pretty cool. So I said, wow. And look at those tires. The design is cool. So it's a story of just, something could be cool. Then thinking about that, it's a different occasion in Osaka. It's from Osaka. So airport, I saw this different wheelchair. I thought, oh, so cool. So I'm getting to a wheelchair mode. Then so this is a wheelchair. You can lift your body up. And then that one is Michael Graves, who passed away 3 years ago. I went to his last lecture at Parsons. And this is cool, look at that. So it's like a Segway, right? So it's self-standing. Then he said, he designed this way so that you can be at eye level, same as other people. So I said, wow, that's cool. So if you can get that wheelchair, then ADA bathroom could be smaller probably, because radius is smaller probably. Well, so then I found this, it's cool. And from Japanese company, this is cool. It's not just a bike, it's a robot, your pet. You can talk to. Then this guy will talk to you. It will follow you where you are. So this guy will be waiting in front of your classroom. And hey, can we go home together? Kind of stuff. So it's a pet, basically. So, well, it could be cool. So I'm just thinking, right? So sharing some info. Then 3D printed arms, that's also cool stuff. Then this is 3D printed supports for legs, but it's for doctors. So doctors will be tired after so many hours, right? So this will support, stabilize them. Yeah, when somebody is open up my head and working on my brain, I would rather him just more stable than tired and start to shake. So this is cool. So this Tommy Hilfiger started to make those clothing. And the point is, everything can be applied to you and me, not about so-called handicap or not handicapped, not two categories. We can cover all grays on there. Well, it's cool. Magnetic, that's a good idea. So then I saw this. So Olympic runner was slower than Paralympics. Yeah, because maybe muscle is like less fatigue probably. And I thought this picture is so cool, awesome. Obviously he's faster than me anyway, but like muscle and everything, I'm not like looking at him like, oh, handicap, I'm so, I don't feel that, it's just so cool. So cool and nice. So do you see those possibilities? So that a power suit for construction. So you can bring things up without getting like tired. This one helps him not getting back problem. So this is a robot you can work with. So maybe robot can talk to you, so you don't get bored. So you get bored and lose concentration, but robot say, hey, don't worry, we're gonna take coffee break in 15 minutes, let's go. So it's pretty good. So you get a partner. So then I contact this company after looking those stuff. Then it's a robotics design furniture. So I've been talking to them about the possibility of architecture and robotics. Then they're talking about how about changeable space with customization from your iPhone? How about changing height of those a sink according to your height, her height, his height, your grandma's height or kid's height. That's pretty cool. So I see. So those are possibilities I can think of right now. So AI and design, how we can change. So this is end of my whatever story today. And so leadership, what I said, but meant to say was, well, we have to think still. So AI, whatever it is, maybe start to program everything by themselves and get smarter than us. But if we concentrate or if we train AI now in a better way, we still have a time to make it better. If we train or program AI bad way, then it goes bad. Still we have time. So you guys have to change too from now on, so which means you guys are leaders too. So this is the last picture. So this is a picture of library door I used. So this is from my own graduate school library door. Then back then had it's called intranet before real website. So I had some screenshots of, but I have to go through cards that time, right? But then whenever I go to that door, I was a Torres and no great doors. And I was thinking, oh yeah, we have a library, we have to be quiet, shut up, and do homework. But then after so many years, I go to their review every semester, and one pass by, it means more to me, so, right? Torres no great doors. Even AI. This today, with AI, if you keep talking and not doing anything, it doesn't mean anything, right? AI, just talking to Alexa, just having a conversation doesn't mean anything, just do something. So today's conclusion is, so let's stop talking. I'm going to shut up right now, so do something. Leaders, let's do something. That's it. Thank you.